channel, or if you're new, welcome. My name is Faith, and today I'm going to share with you how you can do these big curls that kind of look like you just naturally have curly hair. I've seen a lot of girls on Instagram doing this big curly hair type trend, so I wanted to give it a try for myself. I also love how this is gonna last me a few days. It may not be as big and voluminous in the next few days, but my hair certainly will still hold at least a little bit of this curl, so it's a style that you can wear different ways throughout the week. All I use to do this is a curling wand, which I will show you once we get started in the tutorial, some hairspray, a little bit of dry shampoo, and a few different brushes. My hair is naturally almost straight. It has a slight wave to it, so to be able to get my hair to look this curly, I think is pretty good. So if you guys want to see how to achieve this look, maybe for a Valentine's Day date or just whenever, then keep on watching. Okay, the first thing we want to do is separate up the hair. I normally take from the ears straight back. Typically, like if you've seen any of my other hair curling videos, I don't take as small of sections as this, but because we're going to be really tightly curling, we need to work in small sections. So I'm just gonna brush out what I have here. I take the hair to each side. Compared to like all the hair I have, this is really not a lot of hair. So you wanna make sure, especially if you have thick hair like me, that you are taking small sections. Now for my hair curling iron, you don't have to have this kind of barrel, although this is going to help you a lot. This is a Nume 5-in-1 wand. I have 5 different barrels that can go onto this. I will link this down below. This is probably my favorite curling iron of all the ones I've used on my channel. And this barrel is gonna help you get tightly separated curls, if that makes sense. So we're gonna wrap in these divots, and so it's gonna make the curls be like ringlets and separated. If you just have a regular barrel, just make sure that it's a skinny barrel. If you wanna get this look, using a big barrel just isn't going to work because the curls aren't going to be tight. You probably could get away with just a very skinny barrel and then just separating it as you wrap it around, but this will be very, very helpful. There's only one heat setting on this. It's quite hot, so just be careful. This does come with a glove. I don't use gloves because I like living on the edge. So what we're gonna do is just take small sections, like I would say about 1-inch sections, like this big. And we're gonna try and get as close as possible to our actual scalp. Now because my hair is so long, I'm gonna kind of double up on each section, if that makes sense. If you have shorter hair, you can just wrap it around once in each divot, but my hair is extremely long, so that will not work. So I only leave it on there for a teeny bit, and as you'll see, we are left with a very tight ringlet. You want to make sure that you are alternating the ways in which you're doing the curl. So again, going back to previous videos where I've done like the big effortless waves, I did everything away from the face because that looks kind of like beachy and natural and sort of just like soft. We want it to be like messy curls. So I'm not gonna do everything away from the face. Just in case you're wondering what I mean, this is away from the face and this is towards the face, if that makes sense. So this piece I'm gonna do towards the face, watch your ear there, and I'm gonna double wrap it around each divot. Using small pieces will make the curls more defined, and then you don't have to leave it on the barrel as long because more heat is getting to each individual hair piece. It's kind of like so tight that you have to almost unwind, and then that is what we're left with. So I am going to alternate here again. I'll do one more with you guys, and then I'm probably gonna speed this up. So let's do this one away from the face. I do 2, 2, 2, and 2. Another great reason to do this, even though it is going to take a lot longer than just like regular soft curls, this will last days. It'll get softer and softer as the days go on, so tomorrow it might not be as tight, but I will still have curly hair, so that's really nice. Sometimes when I do just the loose soft curls, by the next day they're basically gone. This will last a lot longer. And I have not put any product on my hair. I didn't just skip over that part and not show you. It's just that I don't put any product on my hair before I do this. I am going to be using some products after to kind of texturize it. But these Nume wands, I can't remember if it's titanium that it is or ceramic or something, but they're very like nice on the hair, and they actually make my hair look even shinier. So I've never had an issue with heat damage from these wands, so that's good. Another tip I will give you is, I mentioned 1-inch segments. I would vary that slightly by going in with some really tiny segments like this one here, and then going in with a couple bigger segments, not a lot, but just a few, because if you look at someone who has naturally curly hair, you will notice that some of their curls are looser than others and some are tighter. It's really just alternating, not drastically, but slightly. And I'll speed through the rest. Okay, so I finished this whole bottom section, and you can see everything looks really tight. We are gonna tussle with that a little bit once all the layers are done, but just to lock this in while we continue curling the hair, I am going to spray it with hairspray, and I just use this TRESemme extra hold hairspray. I've used this for years. It's drugstore and it works great. So I'm just gonna really spray, and I'm gonna try not to talk right after I spray because I learned my lesson last time I did a hair video. It tastes terrible. Okay, and now we're just gonna continue taking sections. So I'm gonna take probably 2 more sections until I get to the top section, and then I will circle back on the video and show you how I do the top section. But these next 2 sections, I'm gonna do exactly the same as how I did this. So I'm gonna skip through that, or else this video is gonna be way too long. Okay, I just finished the last row before the very top. I feel like I look like George Washington. So I'm just going to spray this, and I have the bottom part clipped back, so I'm gonna unclip that and get this section clipped back as well. So I'm just gonna clip this back here, and we'll work on the top section. So now we have our last 2 sections, and we want to really make sure that these curls back here are pretty tight and at least close to the root. We can alternate sizing. Most of them will be, like I said earlier, around the 1-inch size, give or take. But since this is really what most people are gonna see, we wanna make sure everything is close to the root, because if you start a tight curl down here, you can tell that it's not real. I'm gonna take my barrel and get right here at the root, and I even kind of like tighten it and get as close as possible without burning my scalp. I did already burn this little pinky. So wear your protection glove if you have one. Most wands nowadays come with a glove, especially if you're not used to curling your hair. I would recommend wearing a glove. There we have our curl. I'll just throw that back and we'll keep going here. In this section, I'm going to take a little bit of a smaller section. Dude, this is a freaking arm workout, man. Oh, I'm so tired. We have our curl. I'm gonna take right here at the part, get a nice tight curl. When you do your hair like this too, it's really easy to make like ponytails look really pretty and soft and romantic. So once you get your hair done like this, the next few days you can play around with it. You can touch up the curls and wear it down again, or you can do an updo. And don't worry, you're gonna kind of look like weird and the curls are gonna look like not good. We're gonna go in after everything is curled and I'll show you how to make it look tousled and messy, but still like tight and snatched. Our curls are gonna be snatched. Oh my gosh, my arms hurt so bad. Okay, last piece. Just typically, I like to do, again, away from the face. For this look, I'm gonna make sure it's like literally just straight out of where the root is, because we wanna make it look, again, like this is our actual hair is this curly. Okay, I just need to get this out of my face. Hair everywhere. Okay, the best way to get at the root is to take it on top, like how I just did instead of being at the side. This one I want to make sure really gets at the root as we get closer and closer to the face. So bringing it straight up horizontal to your head will allow you to get as close to the root as possible. How much you want to bet my arms are actually sore tomorrow? That would be sad, but most likely true. Do one this way just to alternate. Okay, last piece. Okay, I'm gonna take my hair out of the clip. Oh, I have 2 clips in. And first thing I want to do before we mess with it at all, we want to spray it with hairspray. And that will just make sure that the tightness of the curl stays as much as possible, but we are going to mess with this a little bit. So first, I'm just gonna take my fingers through it and assess where we're at. And honestly, these curls are so tight, I can't even barely get my fingers through it. I'm gonna take this brush. It's very important that you have a brush like this because we're gonna use it for another purpose as well, which I will show you. But I'm gonna take this brush and just like comb like this. I'm not combing down, I'm just like picking at it. I'm even gonna take it away from my part. Honestly, this kind of look, I think, looks better when you just kind of go like this. Like, you don't even have to have a part necessarily. You can, but I find that it looks better just fluffled like this. What I want to do is take a little bit of dry shampoo and get up on my scalp because I have what's burning? I have a lot of volume like in the actual hair, but on my actual scalp, like if you see once I put my hair back down, this is really flat. So I want to make sure that that has some volume too. So I'm just going to get in here and spray a little bit. And then I'm also going to take my teasing comb and tease at the roots. So you can see I've now added volume up there. Now, what I want to do with this comb that is very important to show you is if you want to add more volume, like make this huge, you want to stick your comb in and then comb up like this, and that will just kind of make them look messy in a way. Like, it'll make it look more like a natural curl and less like a curling iron curl, because it'll just get kind of a little bit frizzy and messy. This is crazy. This kind of motion here, you can see it just makes the curls look a little more natural and less perfect. It also separates out the curls so that each piece, like this one, is way too perfect. So you can either do it with your fingers like this if you don't have the comb, or the comb is really good at doing that. You just want to break everything up. You don't want like this, you want to break up. It's too perfect. People's natural curly hair doesn't look like that. It looks more like individual little hairs. And as you see, the more you do this, the bigger your hair gets. Now we're just gonna take our fingers again and assess the situation. break apart some of these pieces. Again, you can do this as long as you want to, and you can be rough. I mean, these curls, especially with a wand like a Nume wand that's really high quality, they're not gonna go anywhere, so you can be pretty rough. A little tip I have for you, if you have super, super silky hair that doesn't hold a curl, spray some hairspray before you go in with the curling iron, and that will help. I think I like it put to this side. Yeah, I think that's kind of how I like it. So at this point, we can spray with some hairspray. And that's basically it. If this is like too big for you, you can go in with your actual paddle brush. This is a wet brush, and brush through it a little. And you can kind of just take it in your fingers and like smash it down and kind of collect it back in to make it not so big. This is the finished hair look, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm gonna show you from the back too what the whole result looks like. And it's just a fun look that you can totally just run your hands through, mess with. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment down below if you like these hair tutorials and want me to do any other hair tutorials. I love doing hair almost as much as I love doing makeup, so I would be more than happy to do more hair tutorials if you guys want to see that. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!